Hey, Jim, welcome.
Hello, Keith. Thank you.
It's awesome to have you here. This is our ministry of the month, and we've got Jim Lord from Grace Hospice. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at the organization?
Yes, I'm a liaison with Grace Hospice, which means I'm visiting facilities uh, as in assisted livings, independent living sets, places, nursing homes. I do new business development. I do presentations, education, and I maintain the relationships with all of those entities. And each liaison has about 65 buildings to have the relationships with and keep that going.
Could you tell me a little bit about Grace Hospice and what they do?
Yes, Grace Hospice is a nonprofit, faith-based organization founded by Sarah Van Winkle in 2014. We're owned by Cassia and Mount Olivet Church. And being a nonprofit allows us to funnel more resources into our staff, which in turn equals manageable caseloads, basically for our RNs and LPNs and our staff that allow our clinicians to spend more time at the bedside with providing needed care to the patient and their family, whether that be physical, spiritual, or emotional. So that's what we try to do is sit with the bedside.
Jim, what's the most rewarding thing for you as a liaison for Grace Hospice? Why do you do what you do? And tell me why you're so committed to this.
Well, being a liaison is building the relationships. I don't get to spend a lot of time with the patients, but recently we're doing more consults, so I get to spend more time and just visiting with the family and the patients and hearing their story and what's led up to now. And I just love seniors. When I was 21, if you would have said, "Hey Jim, you want to be a liaison and be working with seniors?" I would have said, "No way." It is invaluable the stories they have. I just love them.
And so, how has it changed you by working with Grace Hospice personally?
That's a long ended opening question there. I did restaurant for a long time, general manager. My
Yeah.
wife works, and now I'm there. And what it just gives you a good feeling to
Yeah.
help people. They need the help walking that navigational that line with them during their time on hospice. It's just being emotional and spiritual with the families and the patient.
We're talking with Jim Lord he's a liaison with Grace Hospice here in town. And we're so glad to have you with us, Jim. Could you share one of those stories of a life that was touched or changed through Grace Hospice?
Um, so our staff members, they feel so lucky when they get to witness sacred moments with patients as this one I'm going to tell you about right here, this one occurrence. One of our music therapists was singing at the bedside of a patient who was very near the end of her life. The woman's daughter was there too, holding her mom's hand, speaking words of love and comfort as the melody of Amazing Grace lingered in the background. Her mom gently slipped away from this life. Sorry, I just get a little emotional. Um, After she had died, the daughter let out a big sigh and said that through this experience, her mom was able to teach her that she does not have to be afraid of death. Moments like this are a reminder that death can be beautiful, and that is life changing.
It is so true. Why do you think we are in general afraid of death? You know,
People just they really don't know what to experience or how to do it. And with hospice care, they navigate everything all the way from the beginning to the end and make it more peaceful and make it more easy for the families and the grief process. But being afraid of death, everybody is. But now that I've been with Grace Hospice, I am not afraid of death at all.
I think that's true. And I know somebody who's in hospice care, and I think they've also experienced something similar where they say, I'm trying to tell my kids, don't be afraid of death. Don't be afraid. It's really a transition from this life into the next. Any other details you'd like to share about Grace Hospice, Jim?
Well, I mean, we have a few different things that other hospice companies have. We have ancillary services that compose of music therapy and massage therapy. And we have 5 music therapists and 4 massage therapists. And it's not a reimbursable thing with Medicare, but we really believe in those ancillary services. And another thing is we have a touch of grace, which is kind of like a Make-A-Wish Foundation for hospice patients. We have a lot of people that donate money to us, and we put those monies aside, and then we can do a touch of grace. Someone might want to go to a dinner at their favorite dinner joint that they went to the last 30 years. We did set that up one time. We had a town car pick them up, and then they donated. We took them to the restaurant. They donated the food. They opened early, and then the town car took them back home, and that was what they wanted. So we have a few different things.
Jim Lord, liaison with Grace Hospice, thank you for your service. Thank you for your self-sacrifice. Thanks for being willing to be the hands and feet of Christ in this organization, because it's really the day-to-day hands-on experience and what you do even behind the scenes that help people get through one of the most seemingly difficult times in life, but helping to make it seem much more hopeful than it usually is. Thank you for that, Jim.
You're welcome.
All right, Jim Lord with Grace Hospice, our ministry of the month here on 98.5 KTIS. Jim, God bless you with all you do, and thanks for being part of this today. Really appreciate you.